Hello, my dears. This is Resilient Lives, sending you some Wednesday greetings. How are you? All is well. We're hanging in here. We're, I would say, enjoying the temperature changes. As you can see, I'm nice and toasty here. Of course, those of you who are out in Arizona and California are probably not as bundled up, but I had to bring my tomato plants in. It's going to be 45 degrees. Anyway, I just want to say this is the last day of September. Can you believe it? The months are flying by. So I just want to remind you that the months are passing, and just want to send you a little love, and you know that we're continuing on this journey. I was talking to a friend today, and we were talking about the winter months and how we plan to use our creativity to stay safe and not be worried about pandemic fatigue. So that's an interesting thing. And I'm curious, have you given any thought to what your plans are going to be? Because obviously the pandemic is surging in some areas, and the holidays are upon us. Halloween, trick-or-treating, Thanksgiving. How to do that inside. It's been easier to manage the disease by being outside, but as the weather gets cooler, we're going to be forced to be inside. So for as long as we can stay outside doing things, that's a good thing. And we know that nature is healing, and which is why I really enjoy going to the Arboretum and spending some time out there. There's a study, a podcast that they're doing on the 3-day effect of immersing yourself in nature, in wild. And so it seems to do wonders in boosting your creativity, and that's really interesting. It's a shift because we talked about earlier about solitude, and solitude boosting your creativity. And we know that's what Picasso said, that being in solitude was helpful to creativity. Now we have studies that suggest that if you spend, 3 days during the water rafting, or just in nature, camping or things of that's going to touch your brain, change, and help you. So I will let you decide, since I'm probably not a water rafter. I don't think I've done a great job of camping either. But the good news is nature is healing. And how are we going to have some thoughts on how we're going to do the winter months? So one thought is, we started this in January. We had all the plans for the year. I think I've mentioned all of the great plans I had. And everyone has been waiting for, after all these months, for us to return to normal. Well, that is an overused phrase, return to normal. Most likely normal as we knew it is not going to happen anytime soon. So we should probably not put too much hope in returning to the normal that we knew in January. That's probably not going to happen anytime too soon. And so what plans will we put in place? How will we be? So we must stay woke. I don't know if you remember that. We don't want to let our attention slide. People are getting tired of doing all these protocols. But the protocols are what has kept us so far. I mean, I wash my hands so much. They must be the cleanest hands. I'm sure you have been doing the same. I have to remember to put a mask in my pocket, because if I'm out walking at the Arboretum, if I'm out there by myself, there's no problem. But if there are going to be people passing me closer than that physical distancing, then I really, really, really need to have a mask on. So I'm just wanting you to give a little thought about the holidays and think about what you might like to do, what you might want to do, what kind of things you're going to put in place. Painting or crafts but there are options. We've been doing those kinds of novel things all year, being original. And so the winter's coming, probably more so for us out here in the Midwest than you out there in California. But I'm sending you love, and this is Wednesday, and Wednesday is usually my day to kind of press the pause button, and I did somewhat today. I had a slow day. I had to balance the emotions, because a lot of things are happening. People are getting sick, and so we're accompanying lots of different scenarios, but together, we're staying sane, we're staying safe. And so I pressed the pause button just to do a little nothing today for a good while, knowing that I'm working on the emotions and working on my stress. Because I was wanting to consider, if we are constantly under stress, there is a chronic stress. We really want to make sure we're not always in a state of crises and state of stress. So what to do? I don't know whether you're dancing or doing yoga, Pilates, jumping rope, walking, but there has to be an outlet, because the things, the stresses, the noises in the world are going up. I did not look at the debate last night, but I've heard a lot about it. These are the kind of things that stress people out when the climate of the country, it gets crazy, and the sickness of the country is evident, and people have so much on their minds. So I would encourage you to do a little self-care, to love yourself, and to give some thought to how you're planning for the winter. Because normal is not returning. So be safe. Know that you are loved, and happy October 1st, which will be tomorrow, believe it or not. Enjoy your life. We're saying yes to our lives because we know life goes on in spite of the fact that we're in this pandemic, this historic pandemic. Nothing like this has happened before, and it just seems like things are happening on every level. So we must take care of ourselves. So be safe, feel loved, and we will speak again soon. Good night.